Hello everyone, my name is Weixi Tan. This is my final presentation for the course Statistical Measurements, Analysis and Research. My presentation is divided into 4 parts. This is my outline. The first part is introduction. My name is Weixi Tan, which you can call me Vicky. I come from Chongqing, China. I received my bachelor's degree in statistics this year. I have entered as a reporter for Statistical Newsnet, which is Chongqing's first and largest portal news website. I also was one of the persons in charge of a photography studio called Match, which is a university students' innovative undertaking program. These are my LinkedIn URL and GitHub report URL and Kaggle notebook URL. Part 2 is a summary of the course takeaway. First, I draw several simple mind maps for the important part I have learned in this class, which is regression, hypothesis testing, and customer segmentation. In this class, I have learned how to use tools such as Google Data Studio, GitHub, Kaggle, and how to apply Python codes. And also, the most important parts are hypothesis testing. The t-test is very basic and important in hypothesis testing. And the regression analysis should be used if we want to reflect how much one variable affects another. And also, the cluster analysis helps us to classify and segment our target consumer. I have recognized that different methods are used for different types of data sets, and each model has its own conditions. So as a marketer, you may try many methods and models and fail many times to find the most appropriate way to help your company make the best marketing decisions. This course really helped me and provide me such techniques for developing consumer insights and determine market potential and building consumer relationships or something like that. In today's big data age, mastering some data analytics technologies learned in this course really enhance our competitiveness when applying for a great job. Part 3 is the market research report. I choose to do the regression analysis. This is my executive summary. The data source and GitHub report link are posted. This is the Kaggle datasets for advertising data contain information about sales of a product in 200 different markets and the advertising budgets for the product in TV, radio, and newspaper. Sales are measured in thousands of units, and the advertising budgets are measured in thousands of dollars. This is my research design and data from the Google Data Studio. We can find that TV advertising budget is much bigger than the radio and newspaper. We want to research on the relationship between sales and other 3 variables and which media channel has a further impact on product sales. I use linear regression in this report to test the correlations. The results shows that TV and sales are correlated and radio and sales are correlated. Through such research, product managers could make better marketing decisions like how on which channel to put more budget. First, we draw 3 scatter plots. First is for TV and sales. Second is for radio and sales. Third is for newspaper and sales. And through the scatter plots, we found that TV advertising and sales have a linear relationship. Also, radio advertising and sales have a linear relationship. Newspaper advertising have a linear relationship with sales, but not so clear as the first 2. And we got the regression result. From the regression result, we can see the p-value of TV is 0. We can reject the non-hypothesis that TV and sales are not correlated. Besides, the p-value of radio is 0.2, which we can reject the non-hypothesis that radio and sales are not correlated. The p-value of newspaper is 0.86. So we cannot reject the non-hypothesis that newspaper and sales are not correlated. So I got insights that from the regression result, we can conclude that TV advertising and radio advertising do have a significant effect on product sales with 95% confidence level, but newspaper advertising and sales are not correlated. So this conclusion implies that traditional media also play an important role in marketing campaign, and companies should pay more attention on TV and radio advertising instead of newspaper advertising. And I checked the six assumptions of the linear model. Results show assumption 2 and 3 are likely to be satisfied, but the assumption 1, 4, and 6 are not satisfied. For assumption 1, the error term is not normally distributed, and for assumption 3, the mean of the error term is 0. For assumption 2, from the scatter plots above, the means of all these normal distributions of y, giving x lying on a straight lines. For assumption 4, the variance of the error term is not so constant. The variance depends on the values assumed by x. For assumption 5, the dataset is not 4 time series data. And for assumption 6, TV and radio are not correlated, but also TV and newspaper are not correlated. But radio and newspaper are correlated, so the assumption 6 is not satisfied. And for the further research from the regression result, I checked the 6 assumptions, and I found that some assumptions are not likely to be satisfied. So I should consider that this linear regression model is not so valid. Maybe I can remove the variable, which is newspaper, that don't have significant impact on product sales. Besides, based on the scatter plot between residues and the predictions, we can consider nonlinear regression to conduct research. In this research, we focus on traditional media data, but we can also find more data about new media like social media to analyze. This is my appendix, including the capstone 2, research design and data, capstone 3, hypothesis testing, and we did some t-test, which is 2 simple t-test and pale t-test, and capstone 4, regression, and the capstone 5, customer segmentation. That's all. Really thanks my professor, Dr. Zhang, and thanks for listening. Bye bye.